Stay tuned because Good Sports is coming up next. Kansas City Sports and Fitness is the magazine for sports fans in KC. Inside, we cover local sports and local teams from pro to peewee and everything in between. And this month's free copy of Kansas City Sports and Fitness includes the Surplus Exchange College Sports Report. You'll find Kansas City Sports and Fitness all over KC at places like the Kansas City Ice Center. And it's free, so pick one up today. Welcome to Good Sports, the Kansas City Sports and Fitness magazine show. Good Sports is presented by Kansas City Chiropractic. Dr. Lynn McIntosh and Kansas City Chiropractic offer the care that can relieve pain and stress and improve overall health. For an appointment, call them at 816-753-4600 or visit kansascitychiropractic.com. And by the Surplus Exchange. Take a tax donation credit plus help KC students when you recycle your electronics and office furniture at the Surplus Exchange. For more information, visit surplusexchange.org or call 816-472-0444. Good Sports was recorded live on Saturday, February 15th. Welcome to Good Sports, the Kansas City Sports and Fitness Show. I am Steve Fish. I'm the publisher of Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine. Today we're here at the Kansas City Ice Center, which is located on Johnson Drive, 2 miles west of 435, where you can skate on their outdoor ice pavilion or their indoor rink. You can call 913-441-3033 or visit their website, kcicecenter.com, for more details on public skating sessions, their leagues and learn to skate and learn to play hockey programs. And you can come on out to KCIC for Hockey Weekend Across America on February 28th through March 2nd, and call them for more information about their Try Hockey for Free program on March 1st. Now, before we get started with the show, I want to tell everyone that our current issue of Kansas City Sports and Fitness is available free at over 700 locations in KC, and I'm going to brag here just for a second. With the February issue, I celebrate my 100th issue since taking over KC Sports. Now, in our current issue of KC Sports, we discuss whether the Royals' rotation is good enough to get them into the playoffs. In our hockey report presented by the KC Ice Center, we write about how the excitement of the Olympic ice skating and hockey will rub off here at KCIC and create excitement for their Learn to Skate and Learn to Play hockey programs. Now, in our college sports report presented by the Surplus Exchange, we start preparing for March Madness with interviews with Wildcat Shane Southwell, Mizzou's Ernest Ross, and KU's Joel Embiid. And in our health and fitness report, which is presented by Cargo Larger, we talk about heart health and how medical professionals are helping our Olympiads compete in Sochi, and they can also help any of us improve our athletic performance. Now, you can visit our website, kcsportspaper.com, to find a link to a list of locations where you can find Kansas City Sports, and you can actually check out a PDF of the entire issue on our website as well. And now joining us is a friend to our show. She's actually been on the show. I think this is the start of like her 4th or 5th year. I can't remember which one it is, but I noticed that on I keep track of all the
sure.
paperwork and the questions and things like that. I noticed that she's Dr. Lynn McIntosh. She is with Kansas City Chiropractic. She is Kansas City Chiropractic. She's a board-certified chiropractor licensed in Kansas and Missouri. In addition to being licensed to provide general chiropractic care, Dr. McIntosh is a certified chiropractic sports physician working with athletes from multiple disciplines on specific sports-related problems. Welcome to our show, Dr. McIntosh.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Congratulations on your 100th show. That's a lot. That is a lot of work.
I think you've probably been in this. Well, this is the 100th issue. We've probably done a few hundred shows, and you've probably done 30 or something along those lines. And I appreciate you being there.
Well, thank you so much.
Now, in our February issue of Kansas City Sports and Fitness, you talk about all the people that support the athletes who are representing our country at the Olympics. You mentioned in the article that there's more than 50 different medical professionals that are actually over there in Russia, and providing services to the athletes. And you visited where they train,
yes, absolutely,
as well as the athletes. What
I did part of the training,
Where did you go? In the Olympic Training Center, which is where?
Well, the main one is in Colorado Springs, and that's where I was. We do have 2 other centers, but I was at the original Colorado Springs Training Center.
Wow.
And
how long?
It was a week and a half.
Oh, my.
I want to say something like that.
When was this?
Last March, maybe.
Okay.
I want to say it was something like
Very cool.
It's been a little bit now, so I can't tell you.
Right.
Yeah. So, what's exciting is, everyone goes and they think, we're so focused on the athletes, which is exactly what we should be. That's what it's about. and this year we've sent the largest Olympic delegation to the Winter Olympics we've ever larger than anybody's ever sent. And so that's 230 athletes. There's 105 women and 125 men.
Wow.
And our youngest and oldest is 15 and 45, and they're both women. So I thought that was kind of
That
fun.
is cool.
Yeah.
What are their
one is the oldest
skater.
one is a curler, and the youngest is a skater.
Yeah.
And so it was, but, people think about, for every person who is at the Olympics that in a functional capacity, there is more training than there is for anybody else.
Sure.
And so, whereas the athletes have trained their entire life, anyone on the Olympic team, on the medical team, has probably, they've already done their college, and then they've done their regular school, and then they've gone on and probably specialized in some sport-specific field.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, then they would have had to take, they most commonly are working with one sort of either a sport or, like for me, it's more runners and triathletes and things like that. So some discipline. And they've done that for a while. Then they would have had to go to an internship at the Olympic Training Center. Often, then it's not usually a one-time. They usually have to do that and then continue on and get invited back to a second one. When then after that they would go and be involved in domestic meets. And then they would go on and then be at international events, all prior to, from that pool, then they choose who gets to go to the Olympics. Because it is by far the biggest stage.
Wow. It sounds like, you have to try out to be a part of this team that takes care of these athletes when they're over there. It's just truly amazing, and it's just like the athletes. It is you have to be really dedicated.
Yeah, and it's the most integrated team. That's the fantastic thing that I've talked to other medical professionals about. Is it is truly the only place where they, kind of demand that. It doesn't matter who you are. You had to check your ego at the door because you got to work with everybody, and it's all for the best for our athletes so that they can be the best at every match. So, and they're treating everything from a cold to broken bones to, concussion and everything else. So,
yeah, I understand that there are a lot of different things. You might be able to help treat a high school athlete or something like that, but if he has a cold, he can take Sudafed.
Right.
That athlete that's at the Olympics can't. So they've got to be up on all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a big part for the MDs, that they have to make sure that they are absolutely current on all of the banned drugs and banned substances. And, in the past, they've shown up positive for opiates with lemon poppy seed muffins, and so they got to come off with that. And so also, if that doctor did give them a medication that showed up positive for something, they have to be that athlete's advocate and really say, yes, I did this and we were unaware of this, and then they determine whether it helped them at all. For the most part, it would be like a diuretic or something like that. That was just a secondary thing in the medication for something else. And as long as they determine that it was an honest mistake, it was not meant for performance enhancement, it did not give them any advantage.
Sure.
All those kinds of things. So,
sure. So you went there back in March, and what was your purpose of going there? And what did you bring back from that you utilize in your practice these days?
Absolutely. I went because as I take regular continuing education for just being a regular
because you're a doctor and a scientist and all that.
Then I have required hours that I do every single year for just my sports certification.
Right.
And so, but this was longer. Usually you would only do, an X number of hours, whatever minimum. We typically, in my office, try to have every person do above and beyond. I don't want to.
Sure.
I want to be that place where you can go and we have different expertise. So, what we are looking for, this was just a really special experience for me to be able to go and we did everything from sports psychology to the different new integrative tools to look at muscles. And so it was a diagnostic musculoskeletal ultrasound. So it's much more accurate even than maybe MRI would be for certain things because you can do it in motion. It's less invasive. It's a lot less expensive. It gives us a lot different kind of information. There are things that we're always looking at, like how to prevent different injuries, and that is catching that person early enough to try and really work on the form early. And what we've added actually in the practice is I've got a new doctor who has just graduated and is getting his exercise science master's. And so we're doing a lot more prevention when we have, it's an evaluation on different muscle groups. We're going to look at, how to strengthen really the complementary groups. We always do that in a global sense. We're doing it much more in a detailed sense now. And so that's been very helpful.
Right.
We looked at, just being at the facility is just an amazing experience. I mean, they've got the swim center, they've got the, obviously they're all doing weights and they're all doing this and they're doing VO2 max. So how much oxygen are they burning and how can we prevent, any loss of that? What I found probably just fascinating was like with skaters and with things where now everybody's trying to do a quad, right?
Right.
Well, so we put the suits on them that have all the little dots, and so they can put it on a computer immediately.
Right.
So as they finish a practice run, they literally can say, and do the computer animation so that if you brought in your arms an inch,
right,
you would rotate this much faster and you would go this much farther. So whereas you were this short from landing this right now, if you do this one small change, which we've never had that capacity for before, if you make that change, you will now complete this.
Yeah. And
we're doing that for anything that is that kind of technical sport, where they can review everything to find out the difference between, it's because that's what it is. It's small changes.
Right.
We talk about it's practice. I mean, they've had to practice so long, years. But if you can get that instant feedback and change it right now, that's huge. I mean, that's spectacular.
Right.
So, just like in our office, what we brought back from that is, okay, well, we obviously don't have that kind of equipment, and nobody does. But really look at that form early, before they've developed the habit so permanently that they can't change it, and strengthen that, because if they have a weak set somewhere, what's going to happen is they're going to overcompensate with other muscles, and so that weak section is going to stay weak, and that overcompensation is going to stay there, and that's where you're going to get injury. So you really can curb. When we say prevent injury, maybe, but we can't prove we prevented it. But we really can't, if it didn't happen, I can't prove it. So we can slow it down. We can really curb it and help that person have longevity. Because now we have one person that's going for their 6th Olympics. That's just fantastic.
That is just incredible.
And we have a couple 5-time Olympians.
Wow.
We have a few 4. We've got quite a few that this is their 2nd and 3rd Olympics.
It's time for somebody else to get a chance. No, if they're the best at it, they're truly amazing, individuals.
Well, it just didn't used to. You just couldn't have that longevity.
Right.
Well, and these are the kinds of improvements we're making to make an athlete last longer. And if you want to do that in football or soccer or hockey or any other sport, you really do have to prevent a lot of things. And of course the healing is amazing, and we have new advancements for that too. So
Sure. Well, we've only got about a minute or so left in this segment. Let's make sure we get the information out about Kansas City Chiropractic so people can come see you and talk with you about their athletes, their local athletes, and things like that. Give us that info.
It's Kansas City Chiropractic, kansascitychiropractic.com, 816-753-4600. We're on the west side of the plaza at 4510 Bellevue.
And let's give us just a real quick overview of the type of services that you provide in your practice.
Besides general chiropractic care, we do a lot of deep tissue laser. We do acupuncture. We do massage therapy, both training and recovery massage. We have physical therapy, and we have athletic evaluations.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Dr. McIntosh, for joining us today. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching or listening to Good Sports, the Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine show. Coming to you from the Kansas City Ice Center, located 2 miles west of 435 on Johnson Drive. I'm Steve Fish. We will be right back. Is Wichita State the best basketball team in Kansas? Will Mike Moustakis have a breakout year? Check out these stories and more in the March Basketball Madness issue of KC Sports Magazine. It's available all over KC and online at kcsportspaper.com. And it features the Surplus Exchange College Sports Report, the Cargo Largo Health and Fitness Reports, the U.S. Army High School Top Performers Report, the KC Ice Center Hockey Report, and the Protect America Youth Soccer Report. KC Sports Magazine is always free, so pick it up today. These days, we're all so busy, and many of us ignore our health and let stress turn into chronic pain. Dr. Lynn McIntosh of Kansas City Chiropractic can provide you with the proper care to relieve pain and stress, improve your health, and get more out of life. And right now, get a free deep tissue laser treatment with your initial visit. Just mention KC Sports when you make an appointment. For more information on Dr. McIntosh and Kansas City Chiropractic, call 816-753-4600 or visit kansascitychiropractic.com.
With the current trend to live a greener lifestyle, many people and businesses now recycle their electronics. At the Surplus Exchange, your e-waste will never go to a landfill or incinerator, nor will we allow e-waste to be shipped overseas. Some companies employ this tactic and end up polluting other countries with our waste. All materials are safely tracked, destroyed, or reclaimed right here in the U.S. The Surplus Exchange is Kansas City's link between industry, charity, and the environment. To find out more, visit surplusexchange.org.
Sign up now for Learn to Skate and Learn to Play hockey classes at the Kansas City Ice Center. The KC Ice Center is located 2 miles west of 435 on Johnson Drive. For more information on public skating times or to register for a camp or class, visit kcicecenter.com or call 913-441-3033. And watch for news on when the outdoor pavilion will be converted to a roller rink in April. Call the KC Ice Center at 913-441-3033. The Army Reserve has more than 120 unique career opportunities, so you can add to your current strengths or build brand new ones. Join the Army Reserve and you'll make a difference in your life and the lives of others. Learn more at goarmy.com/reserve. For more information, contact the Greater Kansas City Company at 3720 Arrowhead Drive, Suite B. Telephone number 816-531-3818. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong, paid for by the U.S. Army. Experience a touch of the Ozarks when you tee off at Winterstone Golf Course in Independence. Visit winterstonegolf.com for daily specials and call 816-257-5755 for lessons or information on tournament hosting. Help a great cause, Alzheimer's research, when you join the fun at the Kansas City Derby Fest on May 3rd from 3 to 6 p.m. at Maker's Mark Restaurant. Derby Fest is the most exciting Kentucky Derby party in KC. For more information on Derby Fest, visit kcderbyfest.com. For tickets, call 816-442-8115. Get a free security system for your home from Protect America that includes 24/7 monitoring, no installation or equipment fees, and complete home protection. For dependable security for your home, call Protect America today at 855-548-2149. That's 855-548-2149. Welcome back to Good Sports, Kansas City Sports and Fitness Show, the show that complements Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine. I am Steve Fish. Today we're here at the Kansas City Ice Center located on Johnson Drive, 2 miles west of 435, where you can skate on their outdoor ice pavilion or their indoor rink. You can call 913-441-3033 or visit their website, kcicecenter.com, for more details on public skating sessions, their leagues, and their Learn to Skate and Learn to Play hockey programs. And you can also come on out for Hockey Weekend across America on February 28th through March 2nd. You can also call them for more information about the Try Hockey for Free program on March 1st. Now, in our current issue of KC Sports and Fitness, check out our U.S. Army High School top performers. They include Grandview boys basketball player Freedom Akinmaladen and girls basketball coach Shannon Moore. Now, we also honor future soldier Kyle Allison from Leavenworth High, who's in their junior ROTC program. You can pick up your copy of KC Sports and Fitness at over 700 locations, including Eagles Landing Golf Course, Gambino's Pizza in Lenexa, both Minsky's on Berry Road, and right here at the Kansas City Ice Center. Now, in March, we'll be back at the Kansas City Ice Center, which is located 2 miles west of 435 on Johnson Drive. We haven't set that date at the time we're taping this, but we'll put that up on the screen so people can find out when we're going to be out here. Come on out and join us, and you might see yourself on TV. And now you can also view Good Sports on YouTube. Search for the Good Sports KC channel. And I also want to mention that we're giving away an Android tablet plus other prizes from Kansas City Chiropractic, Old Shawnee Pizza, the Surplus Exchange, and Great Clips. To register to win, stop by any participating metro area Great Clips, fill out an entry blank, and you can also visit greatclips.com for locations near you. Good Sports, KC Sports and Fitness, a new tablet and you. It's a winning combination for any sports fan, so register today. And now joining us here at the Kansas City Eye Center is James Peuster. He also does our Good Sports radio show that's heard from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock on ESPN 1510. The first part of the show is what we do here on TV. The second part, JP takes over and does that. You can also read his articles in Kansas City Sports and Fitness. He's been writing for us for 4+ years. Welcome to the show, JP.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for having me back.
Let's talk a little bit about the radio program. Tell us, again, people can tune in on ESPN 1510 at 8 o'clock and hear the first part of Good Sports, which is what I do. Second part of Good Sports is what you do, JP. What are some of the things that you cover?
Well, we usually try to cover what's going on in the week. Royals baseball coming up, obviously a hot topic. We're going to compete. Anything March Madness will be something we'll cover. Chiefs, fantasy baseball, and if I happen to sneak in a pretty good interview or two, I'll do that as well.
We had Pete Rose. Was Pete Rose a good interview? Did he give you any gambling tips?
You know what? It's funny. I mean, the poor guy, he's out there in Vegas, and that's where we said, but, he was very cordial once. He doesn't like the media at all.
Right.
And, but once we sat down and talked to him, he actually gave us a little bit more time than normal. Talked to me candidly afterwards, was really cordial, my wife and I. But he had a little tablet there where he was looking at horse races on the side. So, and I've seen him betting on some few baseball games, so he's still doing it.
Oh my, that's just amazing. So let's shift gears to the Royals. They've added a number of acquisitions besides to the pitching staff, but to the outfield and the infield. They've added. Let's see. I'm trying to look for my list. Thank you, Aoki. Let's just go with his last name. They're Danny Valencia, and Valencia's supposed to give Moustakas a little bit of a run for his money there. What are your thoughts on that? They've also added a guy at second base, Tigers, Omar Infante. Thoughts?
I like Aoki because he is kind of a natural leadoff hitter. I think a lot of people, though, they kind of compare him to Ichiro Suzuki. I mean, He stole 30 bases in 2012, 20 last year. He's typically a 286, a lot of infield hits. He'll make you sick watch him in the batter's box. He moves out of the batter's box more than Suzuki does. But the thing is, this guy's, I think he's like 32, 34 years old, so it's not like we're getting a rookie here. Good arm, kind of, again, he's just very typical Japanese right fielder. I like him a lot. I think he's going to be a nice move. Valencia bats pretty well against left-handed hitters. Moustakas, we know, has struggled the last 2 years, 20 home runs in 12 last year. Valencia's a guy that batted 300 last year for Baltimore in part-time duty. He had a lot of talent when he was with the Twins. So I do like that. That kind of at least put a little pressure. Infante's that true number 2 hitter, usually a career 280 hitter, but right now he's been batting 300. Stole 17 bases a couple years ago, double-digit home runs, good glove. Finally, because last year going in, we had second base was just a huge question mark with Getz and everybody. So, and again, these are a natural 1 and 2 hitter, moving Gordon down to like the number 5 spot. So I like it now that Ned Yost has no excuses. If he starts moving that lineup around like he does, he can't. He's got natural people solidified at each position from basically 1 hole to the 9 hole. So hopefully that lineup will be more set. It won't be named that lineup when you go to see the Royals game this year.
So you think Dayton Moore has put those types of situations in place so that Ned can't do that kind of stuff?
It makes you wonder, yeah. Again, we talked about Dayton before, but, Dayton's done a pretty good job with what he has to work with. It's not like he has a big payroll to choose from. David, Glass runs the Royals like he does, and we all know that. We just have to accept that. But at least now, again, it doesn't take a multi-billion-dollar payroll to win the World Series. We've seen it done before with the Giants and other teams compete. So whether or not we compete this year, we'll see, obviously, when it comes to September. But at least from the offensive end of the ball, where we were really pretty bad last year, we now have a solidified lineup, and I like where we're at going in this year.
So predictions for this year, or what's missing from the mixture of things? I mean, what's your guess at what's missing and what they need in order to take it to that next level?
One thing that I think is missing is really a true leader on our team. And Butler kind of wears that role, but if you've seen him in the clubhouse, he's not the cheerleader rah-rah. James Shields does wear that hat, but this is only his second year. So, whether it's
I thought
talent,
Perez was kind of...
Perez is getting there, too. I mean, obviously, this is his first year. He's only 23 years old or something. So, you're asking a youngster to kind of take over some veterans. I think, obviously, the big question mark's on the pitching side of the ball. Do we have these true aces in places? Not like our 85 team, but again, it just takes a magical season. And this year, kind of, there's some things lined up that looks like we might be a little bit better than last year, and we might have a chance to compete. I just want to get us in the postseason. It's been since I was a freshman in college since we've been there. And there's generations that haven't been around since the Royals were in the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. My kids have never seen the Royals in the postseason, and they are. My oldest is still a Royals fan. Tell us how we can find out how we can listen to more of the stuff that you have on your JPEG stream.
Yeah, you basically go to jpeg247.com. It really leads us to our stream. If you just go to jpegsports.com, which is really our website, you can find out we have our classic stream going, and we also have our 24/7 stream, which you're on obviously at noon. And again, just JPEG 24/7 kind of gets us right there.
I like that you're classic. You're just like ESPN. You got your classic.
We do have our classic.
Good for you. Good for you. Thanks for joining us. That'll do it for our show today. My thanks to our host for the show, the Kansas City Ice Center, and our guests today, Dr. Lynn McIntosh and James Peuster, for joining us. Join us again next week at the same time for Good Sports, the KC Sports and Fitness Show. And check out some of our other shows on YouTube. Search for the Good Sports KC channel. So until next week, be sure to read all about sports, health, and exercise in KC Sports and Fitness Magazine. You'll find it all over Kansas City, and it's free, so pick it up today. Bring basketball fever to your own backyard or driveway with your very own game court from Sport Court of Kansas City. Let Sport Court come and install a basketball game court at your home. Game courts can also be installed for volleyball, racket sports, soccer, tennis, or roller hockey. So sink that basket at the buzzer and have your own Final Four at home in your backyard or driveway Sport Court. For more details, call Sport Court at 913-963-7529 or visit sportcourtkc.com. Discover, shop, and win at Cargo Largo. Stop by at 35th and Nolan Road in Independence and go online at cargolargo.com. Cargo Largo, a retail store, and so much more. Sign up now for fun at Volleyball Beach. It's the perfect way to stay in shape and enjoy the outdoors. For over 25 years, Volleyball Beach has been KC's #1 sand volleyball spot. With 13 courts, Volleyball Beach has leagues every Sunday through Friday evening. And sign up now for spring leagues beginning March 30th. For more information, visit Volleyball Beach at Holmes and Blue Ridge Boulevard. Call 816-942-2820 or visit volleyballbeach.com. That's volleyballbeach.com. Win an Android tablet and other terrific prizes from the Good Sports TV show and KC Sports Magazine. Stop by any KC Metro Great Clips to register to win. It's that easy. Plus, each month, be sure to pick up your free copy of KC Sports Magazine. You'll find it at 700 locations across KC. And tune into Good Sports every day at 9 a.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m. on Sure West Channel 7. KC Sports, Good Sports, a free tablet, and you. A winning combination for any sports fan. So enter today. Eagles Landing Golf Course is the place to play golf in the Southland and is by far the best golf value around. Visit eagleslandinggolfcourse.com, and for tee times, call 816-318-0004 and make the drive to see why Eagles Landing is the best golf value in KC. Mafia Pizzeria Southside is under new management and now has an all-you-can-eat buffet available at lunch and dinner time, 7 days a week. Bring your family, friends, teammates, and more to Mafia Pizzeria Southside at 127th and Metcalf for the all-you-can-eat buffet, or call in your carry-out or delivery order at 913-322-6666. Sign up now for the 15th annual Run the Good Race to benefit the Sanctuary of Hope on Saturday, June 14th. Visit sanctuaryofhope.org for more details. Run the Good Race is presented by the Barber Financial Group. Kansas City Sports and Fitness is the magazine for sports fans in KC. Inside, we cover local sports and local teams, from pro to peewee and everything in between. And this month's free copy of Kansas City Sports and Fitness includes the Surplus Exchange College Sports Report. You'll find Kansas City Sports and Fitness all over KC at places like the Kansas City Ice Center. And it's free, so pick one up today. Sign up now for Learn to Skate and Learn to Play hockey classes at the Kansas City Ice Center. The KC Ice Center is located 2 miles west of 435 on Johnson Drive. For more information on public skating times or to register for a camp or class, visit kcicecenter.com or call 913-441-3033. And watch for news on when the outdoor pavilion will be converted to a roller rink in April. Call the KC Ice Center at 913-441-3033.
Hi, it's the ball game co-host Greg Pryor. One of my favorite products in Life Priority is called Lift. Lift is a powdered drink mix that you mix and drink when you have mental fatigue and you want to feel bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Lift also comes in capsules called Lift Caps. See Lift and Lift Caps and all the great Life Priority products at my website, lifepriority.com.
The season starts in March for the Heart of America Havoc professional women's volleyball team. To learn more about the team, visit havoc.hoavb.org. Now you can view our shows and past shows on YouTube. Search for the Good Sports KC channel